PSG have farmed Mbappe's Madrid. Lyon remain in Ligue 1, which spells bad news for Crystal Palace. The Serie A's top scorer agrees a shock transfer, and Carlo Ancelotti to Prison FC. This is DMAC Daily. The irony of Kylian Mbappe, PSG's poster child, ending his 7-year association with the club, having failed to win the coveted Champions League, joining Real Madrid, only for PSG to immediately evolve into a super team in his absence, whilst Madrid go trophyless, is just wild. And now, in Mbappe's first official meeting against his former club in a high-stakes semi-final, PSG inflict a comprehensive battering of Madrid. The ref showing them mercy, blowing the full-time whistle immediately after 90 minutes. This outing felt like a typical Ligue 1 mismatch. Alonso clearly has a lot of work to do. Luis Enrique, on the other hand, well, his side are just so complete in every facet, so ruthless. The chemistry is out of control. It's been pretty clear for some time now that this is the best team in the world. I mean, 5-0 in a Champions League final is pretty conclusive evidence in my opinion, but their latest sporting massacre was just another timely reminder of PSG's greatness. The fact that I can't even really pinpoint an individual player's brilliance today speaks volumes, a collective colossus. So the final is set. Champions League vs Conference League winners. The mighty PSG take on the £1 billion underdogs of Chelsea. What an absurd sentence that is. As a Chelsea fan, I'm not particularly confident. However, I do think this side is capable of pulling off an upset. They'll have an extra 24 hours preparation. Maresca has shown a tactical shrewdness in the latter stages of this tournament. PSG have been beaten recently too, and don't forget, we have the best player in the world in Joao Pedro. No, but in all seriousness, I'm just praying Caicedo's fit to play. Boy, do we need him now more than ever. Moving to Ligue 1 news, and Lyon will remain in the top flight next season, having won their appeal with the DNCG. Just 2 weeks ago, the entire football world was stunned that the 7-time champions of France were set to be relegated due to significant debts accumulated under the grossly irresponsible management of John Textor. He has since stepped down entirely, with Lyon's president and general director taking over. They've supposedly agreed to cut their wage bill and transfer budget and will not be relegated as a result. Stade de Reims, who are supposed to take their place, will be devastated. They're back in Ligue 2. Lyon have also been reinstated for next season's Europa League, meaning Crystal Palace will potentially be demoted to the Conference League due to UEFA's multi-club ownership guidelines. They're still awaiting a ruling from UEFA, but if they are booted, Nottingham Forest will take their place. Controversial stuff, a lot of moving parts. Moving to transfer news, and Matteo Retegui, the top scorer of the Serie A, has been poached by the Saudi Pro League for an absurd amount of money. Yet what makes this transfer a little different is that it's not via the 4 clubs owned by the Saudi government, but rather Al-Qadsiah. This club just happens to be owned by the richest oil company in the world, Aramco, which is valued at around $2 trillion. That's 12 zeros, the mother of all oil clubs. They're set to drop 67 million euros for the forward, with Retegui set to earn 20 mil per season. Let's be real, this is pocket change for a multi-trillion-dollar company, but it's an enormous figure for Atalanta, who 12 months ago signed him for around 21 mil. They're set to bank 46 mil profit from this deal. Meanwhile, Mohamed Kudus joined Spurs for £55 million. Talk about a downgrade. Just kidding, Spurs fans. I actually think this is a decent deal. Kudus is a player capable of the spectacular, wanted by a host of top clubs. He's a profile that Spurs desperately needed too. My only question is around his consistency. Wasn't great last season, but then again, no one was at West Ham. And finally, Carlo Ancelotti has been sentenced to 1 year in prison and has been fined almost 400k for failing to pay tax on his image rights revenues back in 2014. Now, will Ancelotti actually go to jail? Almost certainly not. Spain rarely enforces sentences of less than 2 years for non-violent and first-time offenders, but it is crazy just how often this headline arises in Spain for high-profile footballers and celebs. I mean, there's literally a Beckham law that came to fruition following a previous tax scandal. Pure madness. Anyways, that's today's DMAC Daily. See you tomorrow.